Good afternoon and welcome to Life on the Light Side with me, Alicia Leslie. So happy you're joining me today. If it's your first time visiting, this is a time where we come together to sit back, to relax, and to lighten up. Whatever's going on in our life, this is a time we try to put that aside. I did a Vesper service Easter night last night at 7 o'clock, and one of uh, the visions for the meditation, one of the the imagery that I created was to lift up in consciousness and to see it like you're lifting up on a in a hot air balloon and anything that you've got hanging around, those sandbags that are on a hot air balloon that keep it down, to unhook them. So if you've got any sadness going on, any anger, any frustration, any anxiety, just to drop off those bags so you can lighten up and lift up. And I think that was a nice way to see yourself lifting up and lightening up. So, if you like today's video, you want more, you can go to YouTube and search for Alicia Leslie, Life on the LITE, light side, Life on the Light Side. And you can see all the videos we've done. So, and you can lighten up too. So, Cheryl, thank you for listening to the Vesper service this morning. That hopefully it made your day, even though it wasn't night, it was Vespers, it was a morning thing. Anyway, I've already had such a day. I'm not kidding when I'm saying, it's starting to kick into energy to get ready at the campground. And I have been running around all day. I'll tell you about that as we go through our national day calendar, and it's a huge one. There's so many national days they're celebrating, so we're going to actually talk about a few and let the other ones just kind of have honorable mention. Next year I'll give them more mention. Sound good? Okay, so on the national day calendar, today is first contact day. It's looking to or commemorating or thinking about the day we will firsthand out in the open make contact with aliens, or they will make contact with us, because we do believe that's a possibility. A lot of people say, do you believe in, there's another intelligence out there in the universe aside from God? And I said, yeah. Surely there's some intelligence out there that can figure out things better than we are, because we're not doing a really good job with some things like war and politics and stuff like that. So, yeah, I do believe there's a higher intelligence. And if they can get here, they definitely would have a higher intelligence. Um, okay, so it says some of the things that you can, and I want to say the for sure first time out in the public that everybody knows this happened. No conspiracy theories, but at the same time, I want to honor and respect the people who have had alien experiences. Who are we to tell them they don't know what they're talking about? Long time ago, I read a book called Why They Are Here, and it was from a man who supposedly has had lots of alien interaction. And he said that they are here to try to keep us from blowing ourselves up. Because if we blow ourselves up, we will create a black hole. And this was like more than 50 years ago, when things like black holes were not much discussed. And what would happen, it would set the whole solar system off, and who knows what would be attached to that. So they were here basically to help us not to blow ourselves up so they'd be okay. That's how we're all connected. When we're all interconnected, when we're interdependent, that's not limited to this life experience. So think about that on this day. It suggests that you might want to watch Star Trek First Encounter, the movie. I would suggest also Contact and Close Encounters. And I can't think of the name. If it's not one of these, I can't think of the name of the movie um, with the people. I think Ron Howard directed it, and it was about the people with the swimming pool, and the old folks went in there and they got all rejuvenated in the pool, and they were acting like new. And I'm not going to tell you anymore because I don't want to do any spoiler alert. So if you can remember the name of that movie, probably Cheryl, uh, post it, and I can share it with everybody. Today is also Gold Star Spouses Day. Now, this is all lumped up. It's a day that we celebrate or don't celebrate, we commemorate the people left behind when those who have gone off to war have paid the ultimate price. Um, so they call it Gold Star Family Day, Gold Star Mother Day. It started the first time in 1936 when it was declared Gold Star Mother's Day. And then over time in 2011, President Barack Obama declared it to be expanded to uh, Gold Star Mothers and Families Day. And now it's like everyone's in on it. So, but let's think about that because those left behind, their loved one paid a price for our life, for our, good things that we have and enjoy in life. So we want to think about that. It is also, you're not going to get any rah-rahs from me on this one. It is also Deep Dish Pizza Day. And it's funny because I had a brief lunch with someone very dear to me today who happens to think that the Chicago style deep dish pizza is just the best. And when I drove out, I did my Route 66 drive. I stopped at one of the best known restaurant for the Chicago deep dish pizza. I said, I'm going to have it from the very best place to have it. And I got it in front of me and I was all excited. And then I cut myself a piece and then I tasted it. And frankly, my dear, it didn't do it for me. Uh, they, excuse me, they make a crust, put in all the fillings, top it with another crust, top it with sauce. So it actually has sauce on top, not cheese. Below that is a layer, a top, like a crust, and then below that is cheese and fillings and everything. And it just really did not do it for me. But on the other hand, my dear friend thought it was the best. So don't take my word for it. Uh, we always have to remember that one person loves something, somebody else, not so much. And for what it's worth, in 1997, there was a report, and it said that in that 1 year, there were 2 billion pounds of cheese, pizza cheese, used to make pizzas. 2 billion pounds. Can you figure out what it is today? Because now they got cheese in the inside of the crust and cheese outside of the crust and cheesy breadsticks and cheesy. So it's probably double that. Hardworking cows out there. The very first pizzeria in the United States was opened in 1905 in New York. And that's about what I have for today's National Pizza Day. It is also National Go for Broke Day. It means whatever is important to you, whatever you're doing, give it your all. And they said there, excuse me, 1 minute, I have got a runny nose. Um, Probably from being outside because it's a little breezy and chilly out there. It looks beautiful, and when the wind's not blowing, it's not bad. But when the wind blows, oh my stars. So anyway, back to where we were. Um, Give It Your All Day originated during World War II, and it was honoring the 442nd RCT regiment size fighting unit. It was made up of mainly American soldiers of Japanese descent. Now you got to think about that with prejudice and stuff because who bombed Pearl Harbor? Yeah, and so if you got eyes that look Asian, kind of like today. So there was that unit that went out, and they were the most decorated unit um, ever in the United States. They had all kinds of, you know, Purple Hearts and honor Medal of Honor and all kinds of things like that. So it was a tough job to do by people. And it suggested if you want to know more to watch the 1951 movie Go for Broke. So when they went out there, they did go for broke. Um, to me, this is one of the reasons why we really have to overcome white supremacy because that is a big fat fallacy. It's a big fat lie, it's a conspiracy theory. Excuse me, to think that any one of God's children is inherently better than any other. And I would also like to point you out very briefly to another movie that is amazing, and it's called Red Tails. And it's about the all black uh, fighting unit. And so please, let's do our best to not practice or support racism or white supremacy in any way. And if we know someone who does, and we have an opportunity, if a door opens without being argumentative, where we can express our thoughts with love, go ahead and do so. And then we're going to come to the ones I'm just going to hit in name only. National Caramel Day. Why didn't I think about that when I was out shopping? Because I got nothing. It's Nebraska Day. It is National Flash Drive Day. Hey, don't knock it. Remember, there was a time when the computers alone filled up, a computer would fill up like a whole room. All right. And now we can put all kinds of data on a little flash drive we can put in our pocket and carry with us everywhere we go. It is also Raisin and Spice Bar Day. And that's not happening here today either. Just don't have the opportunity or the ingredients. All right, so I want to tell you about my day. Now that we've done all those days, I want to tell you a little bit about my day. I have already had a very busy day. I woke up this morning. I had one of those nights last night, like when you can't sleep. So I get up at 3 o'clock, 3:30 in the morning, make myself a cup of tea, and silly me, took some melatonin. What was I thinking? Well, what do you think when you can't sleep at 3 o'clock in the morning? So I had some melatonin and some sleepy time tea, and next thing you know, the phone's ringing, and it is my sister to see if I'm ready to bring the water test into the lab that does the test. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'll be ready. So I had to kind of I did prayer time light today, but I did listen to Joyce and I pondered the scriptures and things she was talking about. And so then I went off to my day. Now I want to share a couple of really important things about why my day was such a success. And the first thing I want to tell you about is something my sister made me do. These are my keys. Oh, this is something my daughter sent me. If you don't know what it is, if you're looking at it and going, what the heck is that? That's a little hooky thing. So if you don't want to touch a door, especially as it came out because of COVID, you pull the door open with this little door opener. How do you like that? But what I want to talk about is this. It's a little clip, okay? And it's got my keys and stuff on it. And I clip this to my purse, to my handle of my purse. You can generally flip it inside of your purse or out. Mine just hangs outside. You have to make a habit of clipping it to your purse immediately. And if you take it off and use it, put it back immediately. You will never have to hunt for your keys again. If you've ever wasted time hunting for keys, I invite you to remember what my sister taught me and to take your keys and clip them to your purse. Guys, you can clip them to your belt loops on your jeans, and that is wonderful. The other thing that made my day so easy today was that I had a list. I had a good list. I keep my list on the refrigerator, and anytime I think of something I need at the store, even to order from Amazon or anything, I put it on that list. Then daily, I check the list to see what's up with it. Do I still need that? Whatever. And so when I was ready today, I took my list. Now, you know what? Did I skip? I think I skipped a day on the National Day calendar. I did. It is also National Read a Map Day. That's why I wanted to blend it in together. So I not only have my list, have my keys, have my list, I had it mapped out in my head. I knew right where I was going, had it in my mind, go down Washington Street, stop at the pet store because I had to get food. I'm trying to, Tishy is just such a pain in the neck. I love her, but you open up a can of cat food and you give her a serving and she loves it, gobbles it right up. Next time you try to give her another serving from the same can, nope, not doing it. So I went to find single serving packets of cat food. So go to the go to the pet store, go to Staples and pick something up, and uh, then I had to go to Goodwill because you know what I've been doing. 30-day challenge. How's your 30-day challenge going? Mine is rocking. It is great. And I'm so excited. And I do things to sell, things to give away, uh, things for Goodwill, things for trash, things to file, and it goes. Very good. So make a list and map out where you're going to go. So here's the deal. I left here a little after 9 this morning. And by 12:30, I had been, you understand, I had to go 16 miles just to get to Middletown. And so that was about a half hour. And then I had to go to Wallingford to drop off the test. So from a little after 9 in the morning, I went to I went to the pet food store, I went to Staples, I went to Goodwill, I went and dropped off the test, I went to Ocean State Job Lot, and I went to the Dollar Tree by 12:30. I went and did my chores at every one of those, okay? Got what I needed, poked a little bit. And then at 12:30 I had lunch, and then it kind of it went downhill a little bit. I mean, I got home at 3, a little after 3, but what happened was I needed one item. I needed I needed some tube socks for, you remember earlier on I showed you the dog toys I was making with the tube socks? So I wanted to make more. Well, guess what? There were none in the store. None. So I went to a second store. Marshall's was right near where I had lunch. Not there. So then I went all the way across town to another Dollar Tree store, and guess what? They weren't there either. So then on the way home, there's a Family Dollar, and I said, "All right, they're here or they're not." And I got to Family Dollar, and they had them. So despite the fact that last item on my list was a little bit of a pain in the neck to get taken care of, I got everything taken care of today, everything that I could. So I had my list, I mapped it out, knew what I was looking for, didn't dawdle around. I mean, I could have, Lord knows, but when you got that list and you're all excited because you're going to get over to the next item of your list, it's great. It works good. And I encourage you to think about that. So that was that. So Sunday, I hope your Easter was nice. Sunday, I had my first hugs in all this time. I went to my nephew's, and he's got this huge house. It's lovely, but I'm looking around, I'm thinking, man, I wouldn't want to have to clean all this space. I got my little place. That's quite enough. As a matter of fact, this is too funny. I am so honest with you guys. I'll tell you something. I really put myself on the line. I went to dust something on my TV stand, and I realized the sun was coming in. As the world turns, the sunlight to moonlight come in at different angles and everything. And it's at the point right now where the sunlight comes very brightly in my front window where my TV is. And I happen to turn around and look, and I have a wall plaque, a claddagh hanging there, and it's got some Palms from Palm Sunday, not this Palm Sunday, I don't know, probably Palm Sunday 2017 or something. And but I looked up and there was cobwebs all over it. And I'm like, oh my God. I mean, you look at the house looks nice and neat, but there's those things you don't see unless you squint just right and the sun's hitting on it. So that gave me a clue about more cleaning that is ready to be done. So I thought that was funny. But I did get my first hugs and it was wonderful, almost felt normal. Um, like I say, my what is this? I hate it when yeah, I was gonna say I hate it when I write something and I can't understand what I wrote. Um, it was about my 30-day challenge, which I feel excellent about for a number of reasons. I get Highlights magazine, I get two copies. I get one that Tristan gets at his house, and I get a copy. So we go on the portal and we'll play with the Highlights magazines. And when I'm done with them, gosh, I don't want to throw them away. I want them to go to someone who can really enjoy them. They're not only kind of expensive, they're wonderful. So it happens that my nephew has a son that's 3 or going on 3, and this covers like from age 2 to 6. So it's right in his age range, and I brought him like 7 months of of highlights. So I was pretty excited about that. And so that was my busy, busy, productive day. My 30-day challenge is going on. I love dropping this stuff off at Goodwill. That was so exciting. Now I need to get me another bag that I can start filling because I got more to go. I don't know how long I'm going to last with this, but I am going to give it my downright best to keep on keeping on, and releasing every day. So that's what's up with me. Um, and we still have a few minutes today. And like I said, I'm not really well prepared because of being out all day, running around. Uh, but I wanted to talk. Well, we're going to do a few Bible trivia just because it's fun and it's here and we have a few minutes. And I think I'm going to do that first. Um, okay, so I got a mark for that. Now, you may or may not have the answers. That's okay. I will tell you what they are when we're done. Just checking to make sure I'm not missing any comments here, and I'm not. Okay. Are you ready? What were the first spoken? No Googling, okay? No cheating. Don't pick up your Bible. What were the first spoken words in the Bible? Think on that for a minute. what were the first spoken words in the Bible? Okay, here's another one for us girls. Who was the only female judge of Israel in the Old Testament? Who was the only female judge of Israel in the Old Testament? And if you will pardon a naughty-ish word, I will say that I'm quite familiar with her story, and she is what would be called today a badass, a badass judge and woman. Okay, all right, next. Um, okay, oh God, oh, this is a good one. Try to figure this one out. How tall was the giant Goliath? How tall was the giant Goliath? Now, here is a relatively easy one. What two books of the Bible are named after women? Must be Girls' Day today. What two books of the Bible are named after women? I gotta tell you, it is so windy out there. It is, I've not seen wind like this, I don't think, since I've lived here. Uh, it's really windy out there. All right. And the next one, which some of you should know, how many days after birth was Jesus officially nameless? How many days after birth was Jesus officially nameless? Okay. Are you ready for the answers? What were the first spoken words of the Bible? Let there be light. Perfect for lightening up. Let there be light. Okay. Who was the only female judge of Israel in the Old Testament? Deborah. And you did not mess with Deborah. I'll tell you that right now. And the next question, how tall was the giant Goliath? How tall was the giant Goliath? 9 feet, 9 inches. I kind of like that a lot because we do have I can't remember what is that guy's name? Yao Min, the Asian Chinese whatever basketball player. He's about 7'2", 7'4", something like that. So what I like about the fact that it says he was 9'9" is that it makes it possible. It makes it like you can say, oh, that's possible, not like he was 100 feet tall, because that'd be like a dinosaur. So I kind of like that it said that. It kind of makes it more realistic. Okay. What two books were in the Bible were named after women? That would be Esther and Ruth. And they're both beautiful stories. I invite you to look them up if if you're not familiar with them. And the last question, How many days after birth was Jesus officially nameless? And the answer is 7. He was officially named on the 8th day, which I believe is also the day of circumcision. So I hope you enjoyed that and you enjoyed our time together today. And hopefully, I would like to see you again tomorrow. And we'll have some more fun. We'll lighten up together. So, anytime you feel yourself coming down, feeling depressed or angry or sad or frustrated, think about that hot air balloon. Drop off those bags of worry and frustration and let yourself be lifted up and have a bright, a beautiful, a better than average day. Till tomorrow. Bye bye.